right now. What we got coming up next?
We got the sizzle.
We got the sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. Holla at me early.
Yes, sir. So it's a lot to get to because there's a lot going on. So Cardi B, she's been seen out at an event. This is post Nicki Minaj fight. So she was at the Dolce & Gabbana show, which she was already booked prior to this altercation. And according to TMZ, Cardi was in the front row, and then her sister Hennessy, she walked the runway for the Philip Plain show in Milan. So Nicki was also in Milan. She was there 3 days before Cardi, but they didn't run into each other. But basically, Cardi had did like this Instagram live video where she's talking about how everybody's coming for her and basically saying that her future was over because of this altercation. And in fact, she's saying that she's gotten more people have reached out to her, and it's never over, and and just she's going on and on and on. But what I did like about what she was saying was she was just like, oh, well, you guys are on Instagram and you're trolling and this, that, and the other. Instead of hating on people, why don't you take that time to like start your own business and try to make a
that's right.
try to make a little hustle, make some money, But I did kind of like that though. But she's also scheduled to be in Paris for Fashion Week in Paris. I don't know if Nicki Minaj is going to be there, but who knows? We'll hear about it. So Kanye West is out of his sunken place, as he claims. Yes. And he wanted to address some things that yes, he wanted to address some things that he claims aren't really sitting right with his spirit. So some people may have seen that he took to Instagram. He did like a series of videos coming for Nick Cannon, Drake, and Tyson Beckford, and saying, keep my, he was saying to Tyson, keep my wife's name out your mouth. He said, and he also said to Drake that if he wasn't in the medicated state, that he would have thought about telling Pusha T not to diss Drake on his beat. And he didn't give Pusha T any information, about, what was going on with Drake and the child and all that stuff. And then he was basically saying he knows that Nick Cannon used to date Kim back in the day, but he's saying like, if any interviews they ask you about Kim or whatever, have some respect. And he was like, Tyson Beckford,
some respect on my name.
Yeah, like Nick that's Cannon my wife. I know. I'm trying to remember. Did I hear about that?
Hold on.
It was so long ago. I think. Yeah.
It had to have been a real long time ago.
Long time
he was
ago.
With Mariah for a long time
before
they even got married.
Yep. And then he was saying to Tyson Beckford, don't mention his wife. They're married, he has a family, they're happy, and this, that, and the other. I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of can agree with him to some extent, because he was saying like, to Drake, like if you mess with Rihanna, if he messed with Rihanna, but he also I'm trying to remember how he said it exactly, but he tried to do like an analogy. If he messed with some girl named Reisha, whatever it was like, I'm not gonna do a song that's like Riri, and then knowing you used to mess with Rihanna. So that was basically like his analogy. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I kind of want to be like Kanye, like just like leave it alone.
Yeah,
like she's dated a lot of guys. So I mean,
well, that's my point. Like, you the one who went and married the industry chick that been with everybody.
Yeah.
So if people want to talk about what they done did and she a part of that,
right.
What you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
She was a part of that.
Yeah.
And then you walking around cocky, like you got a jewel, and everybody looking at you like, I already had that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, go have a seat, Kanye.
Yo, son. Don't be talking about my wife, son.
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting. I mean, he's gonna be fighting for a long time.
You're gonna be fighting. You went into that relationship knowing that's gonna be your fight, and I get it. I dig it. You got to take up for your wife. I respect that. You gotta stand up for it, take up for your wife. But that's a fight. You're gonna be fighting.
You're gonna be fighting
for the rest
for
of your
long
life.
Time. Exactly.
You should have known that you was gonna have that fight when you went into that relationship.
Exactly.
Got to fight every night to prove my love.
Yes. So actor comedian Bill Cosby, as most of everyone probably, I don't know, I don't want to say the whole United States, but like, he was affectionately known as America's dad. He was sentenced today to 3 to 10 years in Pennsylvania State Prison for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant. And in addition, he has to pay a $25,000 fine and cost of prosecution. So, back in April 2018, he was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant at his home in 2004. So basically, prior to him being sentenced, Judge Stephen O'Neill, according to the New York Times, he upheld the state board's finding that Cosby must register as a sexual violent predator. So he said, according to
a sexual
the
violent
guidelines
predator.
or whatever that would deem somebody as, he fit the description. And then the court had released Andrea Constant's victim impact statement, in which she was stating that Bill Cosby took my beautiful, healthy young spirit and crushed it. So Cosby was, unfortunately let out of the courtroom in handcuffs. They denied his bail because, of course, he has the right to appeal, but you can appeal and then be out on bail, but they denied that. So he was immediately taken into custody. And then if he serves this maximum sentence, he'll be 91 when he's released. So I don't know. It's of course, like, the media is going crazy over this. I actually saw a tweet which CNN had posted on their website where the Montgomery County DA's office had posted, like, Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years. Other people were commenting on it. Some people were like, oh, that's all he got. And then some people were like, oh, you guys are wrong for doing this to this man. You basically set him up. And I I can't remember. Anybody remember offhand his spokesperson? Last name is Wyatt. Is it Andrew Wyatt?
Go ahead, just finish the story.
No, the guy with the bald head. Yeah, he basically, was he came out and he was like, called them racist and just saying that this is wrong. And, it's just a sad situation because, it's kind of like almost feels like a family member to me. Like, this happened to a family member, and it's just sad. It's sad. It's sad.
I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself on this one.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself on this one.
You want to say something, Sparkle?
Oh no, it's a sad situation for both families, for the people who suffered, and then for the crimes that Cosby did. Why it holds so strong is because when we were talking about Twisted Seasons and fathers not being involved, he was like a father to some households. Like, they looked at him as their own dad. So by him, although it's acting, he's still outside of that, did things for the community, being a Philadelphia native. I think what it is that he perpetrated as if he were someone else.
He was still a dad.
And then
he had a wife and kids at home.
That's what I mean.
The show was based off of his life.
So he's perpetrating to be someone else, and then he's doing those type of things. That's where it is. Because when you think about the other people the Harvey Weinsteins, he's a monster outside of whatever. Like, they know that that's who he is and expected it. We didn't expect it.
No. You can't say that you expected certain behaviors.
Not to.
That's.
I recheck that.
Okay.
Not to say we expected it, but because he's a monster, it didn't totally shock people on that type of personality that he has. Cosby didn't come across that way, and it was manipulative to a degree of what we viewed him as.
Well, because a lot of the stuff that he did in his younger years. It just all came out now, and the only reason people are feeling sorry for him now is because he's 82. But if he was 32 and this was coming out, people wouldn't have the same sentiments and feeling sorry for him the way they do now. Everybody's trying to figure out which side they want to be on.
Well, that's the thing. I think even in his 30s, he was the pudding man. He was Albert. He was always for the community. He gave you the impression that he wasn't this person.
Right.
And that's why even then, I think it still would have been shocking.
You got another story after this?
I do. I have an award to give out.
Just real quick, all I'm gonna say is is I want to make sure that this isn't just targeting one person, because it's a lot of people out there that it just doesn't seem that they're attacking the way that they're attacking this.
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to say.
And they're saying that, this is the biggest case in the history of the Me Too movement. And then they're also talking about Brett Kavanaugh, and they're talking about, Moonves and Harvey Weinstein, like what's going to happen with them.
But I hear what Charles is saying.
Yeah, because I agree with that. This is racially motivated,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. That's it. Point blank period. Yeah.
That's my point.
And I hear that because one of the things I heard earlier today was that they had to make an example out of somebody.
Absolutely.
So they decided to use him.
And you know what happened? And I'm going to say this, and you go to your next story. You know what happened? When they tried to make an example out of somebody else, guess what happened? It didn't work out. So they was going to make sure this happened. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just say OJ got away. This one didn't. And I'm going to leave it at that.
So the Celebrity Sizzle Award of the Week goes to, in spite of the...
we need some
sound
effects.
We sure do. They can be added later.
Okay,
but in spite of the attempted public job shaming, Jeffrey Owens, he played Elvin on Cosby Show, he continues to win. Yeah. Rapper Nicki Minaj made good on her promise to donate $25K to Jeffrey Owens, who in turn paid it forward by donating all of the $25K to the Actors Fund. And he did it in memory of the late, great Earl Hyman, who played Bill Cosby's dad, Russell, on The Cosby Show. So Earl Hyman, he basically lived his last years in what is called the Lillian Booth Actors Home, which is where actors go to live out their golden years after, they can't live where they were living before, but they can go to this home. Yeah, it's funded by the Actors Fund, and they do like help out actors and entertainers and stuff like that. They have a fund that they do, and they try to support them. So Jeffrey Owens, he gave to the Actors Fund, which has all of these different foundations set up that they kind of support actors. Okay. So that was Celebrity Sizzle Award of the Week goes to Jeffrey Owens.
No doubt. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Sizzle. Was that the Sizzle?
That was the Sizzle.
And that was the Sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle.
We got Lady S-Dot in the building. Lady S-Dot, what we got coming up next?
We got King Combs featuring Chris Brown. Love You Better.
I know that's right. Holla!
Guys, it's your girl Classy